the upcoming season of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament less than 3 weeks away, fans already anticipating another season to remember. Can LaSalle pull off a four-peat, or will the other teams finally break the Lady Spikers' grip on the crown? Joining us today to discuss the upcoming women's volleyball season are our analysts, Dionisio, more famously known as Vengadora, Synjin Reyes, and former UAAP Finals MVP Michele Gumabao. Welcome, guys, to the score.
Hello, Denise.
Now, Michele, I wanted to ask first, do you think after a decade of LaSalle being in the finals, can they pull off a four-peat?
I think they can, because it's going to be the first time that they're going to be going for a four-peat. And I'm looking forward to it because in my batch, hanggang three-peat lang kami. So I think it's more of a bigger goal, not only for the team, but also for the whole school, and of course for Coach Ramil.
Now, we wanted to talk about the projected Final Four teams. I'm sure you guys have heard, things. Kayo pa, you have to stay on the loop.
Ito.
Si Mac may alam ng
Oo, si
lahat,
Mac
Mac.
may alam.
Malalaman na natin sa tweets niya eh. But I wanted to know, who are your projected Final Four teams? Mac?
Okay, for me, in no particular order, LaSalle, UP, Ateneo, and then my fourth one is a toss-up between all of the other teams. It's that tight. The race to the Final Four is that tight this year.
So you think everyone really has an equal chance to make it to the Final Four?
Yes. Aside from those three kasi, because they seem to be the strongest this year. So I'm quite sure that they'll make it to the Final Four.
But of all the teams, ano yung one team that you think stands out?
Surprisingly, I think it's UP for this year because they've won two major off-season tournaments.
Yes, back-to-back.
Yes, and aside from that, they trained in Thailand, and if you just observe them, they just work as one unit, and they seem to genuinely adore each other, and that will do wonders for them when it comes to when they go inside the court na.
Grabe, okay. Michele, do you agree? Do you think it's UP? Pero kanina sabi mo, LaSalle talaga eh.
LaSalle pa rin talaga. But I agree, I trust Mac always. So I think UP will stand out this year, but malaki yung hugot din kasi ng LaSalle going for a four-peat. And I think it will be their driving force to be able to win that championship because you're gonna go down in history talaga.
So talagang making history, a four-peat for LaSalle.
Yes.
Pero what are your other, maybe the top three aside from LaSalle?
Aside from LaSalle, of course, Ateneo will be there, I'm sure. And I'm going for Adamson because I'm cheering for Adamson also. And my fourth will be FEU. FEU, yeah.
Well, they did make it to the semis last year and finals also. Ikaw namang Synj.
Ako, very similar to Mac. It will be LaSalle, Ateneo, UP, and then nag-place na ako ng fearless forecast for number 4. Probably UST. Because they've been showing a lot of grit in their off-season tournaments. They've won also a championship off-season. But if you're going to ask me who's my parang number one bet, well, I would say LaSalle naman talaga because historically speaking. But in the history of volleyball, wala pa kasing nakaka-four-peat.
Yeah.
So dun tayo sa Ateneo naman. Because always, there's another school that will be breaking that four-peat. And seemingly Ateneo is strong and they might be ripe enough by the time that the second round or the end part of the UAAP comes in.
So do you think this finals magbabalik ulit yung Ateneo-LaSalle rivalry for finals? Mac?
Everybody wants that, but
Do you think it will?
I don't think so. I'm sorry. It's either one of them will be in the finals, but just like last year, I predicted that it's gonna be another team in the finals with either LaSalle or Ateneo. So it's gonna be the same thing for this year for me.
How about for you, Michele?
I think LaSalle and Ateneo will be in the finals because they're both used to the pressure and they're both used to the games that you have to win. And this UAAP season is a lot of pressure because it's anybody's ball game. So I think the top two mature teams will be the ones that we'll see in the finals.
Person dyan, sabi nga kanina ni Mac, na UP is, I think they're peaking right now, back-to-back championships. Do you think there's a chance na mag-battle of katipunan rin tayo for volleyball?
Part 2 ng basketball tournament. Well, hindi siya malayong mangyari. There could be a chance. Pero ako nga, ang masabi ko is, we'll probably know how things will be shaping up once we see all 8 teams play. And first weekend pa lang, Ateneo LaSalle na yung makikita natin magbabakbakan.
It's a big weekend. And I wanted also to ask, if we've already discussed kung sino yung projected na mananalo ng UAP, Who will surprise us this season? Mac.
For me, UE.
Ooh,
After you know, I've been following the team. I've been visiting them in training, and they seem different this year in a way na they're lighter, they are happier, and kasi things like that, though hindi siya tangible, pagdating talaga sa court, it will really change.
Where do you think
things.
that comes from? Them feeling lighter?
They're I don't know,
Yung
his
coaching
position,
staff?
Sir Rod Roque.
okay.
He's very positive and he's a fun vibe whenever he's there.
Yeah.
So I think they're just imbibing that from him.
So talagang for you, it's the mindset.
It's the mindset, and they have the talent, they have the height. So I hope it's gonna be a different story for them this year.
Oh, I think everyone also hopes for that. You know, everyone always roots for the underdog. How about for you, Michelle?
I think UP, because based on what they're saying, is that UP is doing well off season, but in the UAAP, it doesn't matter what you did in the off season. It doesn't matter what you did in the first or second round.
Yeah.
What matters is when you get to the quarterfinals or to the final four, that's when the real game begins. And if you peak, you peak, and if you don't, you don't. And dun talaga nagkakatalo-talo. So, but I think UP will do well this UAAP season, and I think they're gonna surprise everybody.
So what do you think, what will it take for UP to finally solidify their place in the finals?
Aside from maturity, they need all their players, including their bench, from their coaching staff to their first stringers. They have to be, I don't want to say perfect, but they have to be on point every single game.
Consistency.
Consistent and hungry to play and to win every single game.
Ikaw naman, Synj, last.
And quickly, I think it would be Adamson. They just need to really play well and cohesive and iwasan yung injuries, and for sure Adamson would be a really great dark horse for this UAAP season.
That's true. You know, still ahead, our guests will debate on who the best outside hitter in the UAAP Women's Volleyball today is. Stay with us.